Hey everyone, coming back at you again today. We're going to revisit pork chops, but this time we're going to use a grilling plate. This will add some sear marks, and we want to see if the taste is different, texture is different, or how it turns out. So stick with me. So I picked up this grilling plate from Amazon, from Chef Tony. Just a grilling plate, nothing fancy. One of the things though is I noticed that these edges are deburred, and I'm worried about putting this into the air fryer with a non-stick surface. It may damage it and cause premature failure. So what I'm going to do is I'm either going to put a parchment paper round in there. I also picked up these premium silicone ones too, 9-inch silicone ones. This might be a little better to use because the parchment paper will tear pretty easily, especially when I'm turning and flipping these around. So I think I'm going to give these a shot for today, so this will be kind of a look at these as well. One of the other things I'm going to do is I'm going to preheat the air fryer with the grilling plate installed. That way I could try to get those sear marks. And I'll heat it up to the 400 so that way you don't get it as hot as possible. The other thing is I realized is this actually will work without the handle in there, and that's actually going to be better because it's less likely. I don't care if the bottom tray gets damaged here, I'm not worried about that, but I can just put the grilling plate right in here and use it. It'll give me a little more room to work, and it's one less thing to clean from all the drippings. Now these 9-inch round silicones, I think I picked up a 3-pack for like 12 bucks. Some people will get these, they'll place them in the top tray, and they'll mark the holes, and they'll use a hole punch to punch these out so they'll grease will run out. I'm just going to throw in the bottom tray, see how it works out, and it should make cleanup a little easier. So that fits fairly well in there. Also, we're going to put in the grilling plate because that's really what we want to get heated up. And they say to use non-stick spray. Now you're not supposed to use things like Pam on these, but I'm going to try to make sure that I just get it on this grilling tray itself to make sure that I don't damage anything. Manually set this to 400. I'm going to let this go for 5-10 minutes to preheat so I can see if I can get some sear marks out of this. So I'm going to season the pork chops the way I normally do. I'm going to use some salt. Use some pepper. Some garlic powder. Pat it in and repeat. Now these were very thick pork chops, so I had to try to butterfly them myself. It didn't work out too well, but we'll see how it goes. It may look like a lot, but a lot of that's going to come off when it starts to cook and get turned over. While I wait for Chef Tony to warm up, and I will snack. Okay, this has been heating in here for about 5 minutes. It should be plenty of a pre-warm. Yeah. I am going to change this to meat. That's going to go 15 minutes at 370. Now, since I preheated this, it's probably going to cook a lot faster than the 12 to 14 minutes as usual. So I will check it in about 7 minutes, and we'll turn it, and we'll go from there. You know, I was just thinking, if I want to cook this like I do on the grill with the sear marks, I'm going to want to turn this at 2 minutes to sear the other side in. So I'm going to pull this out and turn this over. And there are no sear marks. I was hoping there'd be some, but that's okay. Put this in. Put that back in. While I know there was no searing marks, I'm going to turn these at a 45 to get those imaginary sear marks that I get. So we'll turn these These have been in there for 4 minutes, so in about 3 more minutes I'm going to turn them back over again. Okay, we're at 7 minutes, so I'm going to flip these back over. They're looking good. Make a little more space between them. They're not going to need the full 15 minutes, so I am going to knock off a couple of minutes off the time. That'll bring it down to about 12 minutes. Some people may argue that the tray, the basket tray here, you know, you should use it because of the vented holes and so forth that helps circulate the air. That's probably true, but I think in this case, I think what I got going on there is going to be just fine for the pork chops. The grill plate does have ridges in it, so air can get in and around it. And like I said, it's going to make it a little easier to clean, but you know, it'll be a learning experience as well. Okay, so these have been in there for 10 minutes, so let's take a look. And those look done. So I'm going to pull these out, and we're going to give it a go. We'll say without the handle, these get pretty hot. That's good. So, I learned a couple of things here. The searing plate doesn't give you any sears, or very little. It does help keep the pork chop or steak or burger, whatever you're doing, off the grill itself, so the grease can get away from it a little quicker. I don't think it's gonna make or break anything. That's just my opinion. Of course, this is only my first time using it, but the pork chop does taste good. It's juicy, and you should go make it. So again, that was the Chef Tony large grilling plate. I'll put a link in the description. And the silicone pads, I'll put those in the description below too. In the meantime, I'm ready to eat. You need to go make this, because it's good. The other learning point is this GoWISE USA. You don't need the frying basket in it to work. I assume it's the same for the Power XL. However, without the handle, that basket gets pretty warm to handle. So you may need to use a glove or an oven mitt or something. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so, and we'll see you on the next one.